Joining me right now is Florida Congresswoman, House Homeland Security Committee and House Agriculture Committee member, Cammack. Congresswoman, it's great to see you this morning. Thanks very much for being here. So we've got this new report from the New York Times saying that the White House is bracing lawmakers for a disappointing score from the CBO. It's likely to show that the spending bill is not paid for, which is what, of course, we are fully expecting. What are your thoughts on the CBO score and what that does for the eventual vote that the Democrats are pushing for?
Well, good morning, Maria. And I guess, that report we just heard, apparently I'm not a trendy blonde anymore. That's out of style. But there's going to be a lot of disappointment up here on Capitol Hill this week, especially for the White House and the Democrats. Nancy Pelosi pushing forward with a vote despite not having the CBO score in hand, which will come out probably this Friday. That just points to the fact that they've been lying this entire time. How many times have we heard from this administration that this costs zero? We know that's a lie, and they continue to take things out of it, but you can remove pretty much every provision in this bill and it's still crap, because we know bad data in is bad data out, and this whole bill is just garbage. And I think the American people are waking up to the fact that, listen, when I go to the grocery store, when I go to the gas station, everything is costing more. This bill will only amplify the problems that we have at home. People are not stupid. They know that the more that government spends, the less money that we, the everyday working class Americans, get to keep in our pocket. And so I hope that Nancy Pelosi and all of her colleagues are bracing for a very disappointing week, because not only is that CBO score going to prove what Republicans have been saying all along, that we cannot afford this bill, but they are going to be denied the votes once again. Americans are calling their representatives, demanding no votes on this, and we will once again deny Nancy Pelosi the votes on this bill.
So, Congresswoman, here's the Committee for a Responsible Budget saying that the gross cost of this bill would be more than double what's advertised. They are calling the cost $4.9 trillion. And that is because it is the true cost, which includes the length of these programs, because they say that the bill relies on a number of sunsets and expirations to keep the official cost down. So, again, it's more misinformation from the Democrats. Let me ask you about this $1.2 trillion infrastructure package that the president signed into law yesterday. What part of this is actual infrastructure, and are there higher taxes hidden in this?
Yeah, and that's the thing, is Biden has said all along that the infrastructure bill with the reconciliation Build Back Better, aka Build Back Broke, that the two bills are tied together, that they go as one. So efforts to dismantle it and break them into two bills, one, that's not accurate. Two, I've heard estimates in this bill, because again, you never really know what's in Nancy Pelosi's bills. You got to pass them to see what's in them, as she says. But you never really know. And what I have heard is that less than 6% of this bill, the infrastructure bill, so-called infrastructure, is actual roads, bridges, airports, broadband, et cetera, things that everyday Americans expect. And that's why you saw overwhelming numbers of Republicans opposing it. I don't think anyone in Washington is opposed to real infrastructure, but what we want is actual infrastructure, not social government spending programs, and certainly not the Green New Deal, which the infrastructure bill teed up for the Democrats. And you know as well as I do that once you have a government program on the books, that is going to be on there for a very long time, if not forever. I think Ronald Reagan said it best.
And we should point out that it's an infrastructure bill that doesn't have any money toward any border wall or any, Homeland Security infrastructure. Let's look at this new data from Customs and Border Patrol. It shows 164,000 illegal migrants apprehended in the month of October. The number of migrants encountered at the southern border up 128% from a year ago, Congresswoman. What is it going to take to get this administration to take this border seriously? We are hearing stories of MS-13 and terrorists being apprehended as well. Wide open borders has real implications for American citizens. Your reaction?
If you look at the statistics, 1 in 25 people in this country here today are here illegally. Let me just let that sink in. 1 in 25. That is a staggering statistic. We know that Biden has not been to the border as president. We know that he believes that there is no crisis, but what we know is that every town in America is a border town, and every single town in America is impacted by the drugs and the illegal activity that is a direct result of the open border policy that this administration has. has. It doesn't matter if you're in Jacksonville, Florida, or Dayton, Ohio, or LA. You are being impacted, and Americans are paying for this in social programs, in all of the children that are now being put into our schools, into our systems, all the social programs that are supporting these people that have been apprehended and then released. We know over $90 million has gone to buy plane tickets and bus tickets for these people, and they continue to come because within this reconciliation bill is an amnesty provision. All the more reason why we as Republicans have to absolutely tank, bury, and get rid of this reconciliation bill. It's all tied together because the ultimate agenda is dependency and control. Social welfare programs that make people dependent on government, which keeps Democrats in control. And that is why the southwest border needs to be closed immediately. We need that force multiplier in the wall. We need to support our Border Patrol agents, and we need to make sure that this reconciliation bill never sees the light of day. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen in terms of in terms of this administration taking the border situation seriously. They've pretty much shown their cards. Congresswoman, it's good to see you this morning. We'll be watching all of that. Congresswoman Cammack joining us this morning in D.C. Thank you so much.